Hello and welcome back to another video on Football Zone and to a weekend reviewing the Championship action. Yes, amidst the madness in Qatar, the Championship has returned this weekend. And yeah, we're going to review all the games, starting off with the Saturday lunchtime game. Bit of a shock result, Blackburn 1, Preston 4. What a great return it was for Preston. Ben Woodburn and Ched Evans getting the first two before Bradley Dack pulled one back. But in the end, Ched Evans and Whiteman got another two for Preston. And yeah, what a great result this was for Preston. Blackburn, I've kind of been thinking they'd be tailing off, but I don't think it'd be this dramatic. A really, really good win for Preston. They're looking really solid now. They're scoring goals. Great result for them. But moving on then to Rotherham 1, Bristol City 3 at the New York Stadium. Harding own goal gave Bristol City in the 14th minute before Rotherham equalised 10 minutes later, but 5 minutes after that Williams gave Bristol City the lead, and in the second half Pring gave Bristol City the 3 points with 3 goals. And yeah, a great result for Bristol City. In the end, I'd say Rotherham maybe more on the front foot, but I think that's probably due to the fact that they were losing for most of the game. But yeah, what a great result this was for Bristol City, and really a momentum boost they needed to restart their campaign. Moving on then to Reading 1, Coventry 0 at the Select Car Leasing Stadium. And yeah, great result for Reading this one. Not the best game I've ever seen. Coventry maybe edging out the game, but in the end it was Reading who got the 3 points, and that's all that matters really at the end of the day. So yeah, great result for them. And Mbenge with the goal in the second half. And yeah, they're up to weights in the table. There's keep defying expectations. So yeah, really solid result for them. Coventry down in 15th. Obviously, I don't think the break may have done them much favours as they were on such great run of form beforehand. But anyway, moving on then to Swansea, and they lost 1-0 at home to Norwich. Yeah, a bit of a disappointing result this for Swansea, but at the same time for Norwich, a really strong result. Obviously, for Swansea, for me, one of the hardest places to come in the league. The only goal game coming in the first minute from Timu Pukki as well, which I think makes it hard to take as well. And Swansea, of course, being 1-0 down for pretty much the whole game, had to go on the front foot. They did have more of the game, but in the end couldn't find a breakthrough, and I think that'll be hugely frustrating. But a big win for Norwich, and hopefully the start of some momentum for them. Moving on then to Stoke 2, Cardiff 2 at the Bet365 Stadium. Wintle in the 6th minute gave Cardiff a lead, but 2 goals from Campbell and Delap in the space of 7 minutes gave Stoke the lead. But Robinson in the 58th minute gave Cardiff the equaliser, and in the end, yeah, I'd say a draw is probably the fair result. Not much between the two sides. Two, I would say, probably mid-table Championship sides playing out for a draw here. Moving on then to Sheffield United 1, Huddersfield 0 at Bramall Lane. And yeah, Billy Sharp with the only other game in the 15th minute, and that was enough to separate the two sides. In the end, it was a really one-sided game. I'm surprised it was only 1-0. Sheffield United dominating the game. And yeah, I think to me it just kind of shows the gulf in class between the two sides at the moment. Sheffield United in the top 2, but Huddersfield currently sat at the bottom in the league, 4 points adrift of everyone else. So yeah, just kind of sums up the season that they're having really, but good win for Sheffield United. Moving on then to Millwall 1, Wigan 1 at the Den. And yeah, Will Keane in the 33rd minute gave Colo Torres side the lead before Fleming in the 40th minute levelled things up. And in the end, a game which I'd say Millwall just about edged, but in the end there wasn't much between it. I think both teams will come away thinking draw, maybe a fair result to be honest. So yeah, good result for Wigan, I would say. Colo Torres' first game in charge, very tough place to go to get a point. I think that's a really solid result. But moving on then to the next game, and that was Middlesbrough against Luton at the Riverside Stadium. And yeah, it's a 2-1 win for Middlesbrough this one. What can you say? The carrot revolution at Middlesbrough really continuing, even though they did go behind here to a Clark goal in the 33rd minute, and Akpom in the 38th minute equals things up. Bell was sent off in the 72nd minute, and that led to Crooks in the 91st minute getting a win for Middlesbrough. It came late on, but you'd have to say it was deserved. They kind of dominated this game really. And yeah, deserved, but for Luton frustrating. Moving on then to Blackpool 0, Birmingham 0 at Bloomfield Road. And yeah, this is a game which I think Birmingham will be frustrated. They did have some really good chances here, but only one shot goal in the whole game, which kind of summed up the game. Not the best game I've ever seen, to be honest. But Birmingham probably did have some of the best chances. So yeah, I think they'll wish they came away with the 3 points here. But for Blackpool, solid point for them. Still sitting in the bottom 3 though, so disappointing. But still half season to go, and not a bad point at home really. QPR 0, Burnley 3 was the score at Loftus Road on Sunday in the Championship. And yeah, arguably QPR should have had a penalty in like the first minute when the goalkeeper tripped their player up, but in the end it wasn't given, I think, wrongly, but there we go. And Burnley made them pay 2 goals in the first half, one from Goodson, one from that's a lovely free kick from Goodmanson, and Teller after a poor defensive mistake in the 71st minute, sealing points for Burnley. And Burnley, another good win for them, they're looking strong, whether before or after the break. And QPR, things aren't going well for the moment, are they? You feel like they need to get a manager in ASAP. Watford 0, Hull 0 was the score at Vicarage Road on Sunday in the Championship. And yeah, wasn't a lot in this game, really. Watford maybe just edged it, but on the whole, I would say a draw was definitely a fair result here. And yeah, I think Hull will definitely be the happier of the two teams here. Watford, one of the toughest places in the league to go, so getting a point there is a really good result for them. As for Watford, yeah, frustrating better result, maybe just takes them a bit of time to get going again, obviously after the break. So yeah, will be slightly frustrating, but on the whole, still missing players like Saru or even just like them who just come back from the World Cup. So yeah, there are factors I think really that didn't help them. Sunderland 1, West Brom 2 was the score at the Stadium of Light on Monday in the Championship. And yeah, Amad Diallo put Sunderland ahead early on from the spot. But yeah, I thought it would be a comfortable win from Sunderland after they were team in control. But West Brom slowly grew into it. And Tom Logic with a goal in the 70th minute squared things up. And Daryl DK, great to see him on the score sheet after such a tough time he's had with injuries in the 82nd minute, getting the winner for West Brom. And yeah, didn't see that result coming. But yeah, it just shows how much they're improving under Corberán. Up to 17th now, really charging at the table. Sunderland know this is a deeply frustrating result. They should have won this game, may even not drawn it, won it, I would say. Anyway guys, that's it really. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and thoughts, comments down below. Follow this show for daily football news and scores and channels coming over, greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.